Oh, hey, I forgot my music. Whoa, there we go. Hi, everybody. How are you guys? Whoa. Hey, well, I still have Lightroom backing up over here. That's what the delay was. Let me make sure I have sound this time. Yes. And there's not that either. Everything should be good. Ah, yay. Story night. Thank you. Oh my gosh, guys. It's good to be here. Linda, hi. Nice to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. It has been a busy day. I hope Tamara is feeling better. I know Fatima's has a lot going on, and Susan, and we all do. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's amazing how much this season, well, any time of year, we just get things going on. And but being here is really important and is important for me. And uh, I just hope that it gives you just as much, a little bit as of joy like it does for me. Boy, okay, I'm fiddling with stuff here in the background on my, because I can't see all the comments that I want to see. So today was kind of a crazy day because I yes, I took on a lot of stuff for myself in the month of December and of putting it together, but I'm doing fine. Getting it all together and all that kind of things. And then I go ahead, aha, yay, Lightroom just closed for me. Is just closing just now. Phew. And and then today was a luncheon for Patty Finnegan, my friend who turned 70, and also tonight's live stream. So, on top of my live extra live stream I'm doing for editing, and then the kaleidoscope creative conversation and the word of the day, I had, and then this to get ready for this one, then I had the luncheon, and I thought, oh, am I going to be able to get anything done? Am I going to get to them? And I did. It's just, you just have to let go of having it be absolutely perfect and absolutely meet kind of some kind of crazy expectation that you put on yourself and just let it happen because, most of that stuff, the only thing that was really, really important um, was being here tonight, being at the lunch with Patty. And those were the two things. The other things were things I had promised myself I would get done, and I could do them. I got them, and I I could make it work. But the things that that really kind of I prioritized were tonight's live stream, and then so I had the books chosen, all kinds of stuff, and I had it all ready this thing. But then I forgot to close Lightroom. And if you know anything about Lightroom, you know that it takes up a lot of streaming, a lot of RAM on your computer. And let me just make sure that I've got Speedify running here so that I don't drop this. It is. It's fine. So that was thing. And so that was all good until Lightroom decided Well, to be perfectly honest, I cannot blame Lightroom for really because I just forgot to close it early enough. But I also was uploading a video to YouTube to go out scheduled for later on tonight. And I just, sometimes you just think that you can stretch time. Mm, no, not so much. Anyway, yay. So I can hear you. Yeah, I just saw Fatima and Sonia's earlier. Good. Watch all your videos. People have gone crazy pumping them out. It's overwhelming. Yeah, it's Vlogmas happens like that. It's kind of things. That's why I'm doing the ones that the word of the day. I'm doing those at high speed and making them short, and sometimes I mix them together, but you know, they're that's a kind of a nice thing for me to do. Today's word of the day was joyful. And it was just I decided to do that after coming back from lunch with my tart art friends and for Patty's because she just looked so joyful and she looked just so touched that we had this lunch for her and it was and she's just a really quiet um she's just a gentle soul. And she never asks for anything, but she does everything for everybody. So it was kind of fun. It was very fun. Anyway, so Linda, I hope you're doing well. And I am anxious to see how you coming along on the steampunk tree that I think you're doing. And I am going to tell you some stories tonight. I have two. And one of them is by the first one I'm going to do is by Marla Frazee. And it was interesting. I had this book I found called, what is it called? Our Story Begins. And it's a book that just has to do with authors and people and how they got to become authors. So it's a little anthologies of each one of them. And there is a picture of Marla right here. Not the horses, but there's Marla right there. And so she talks about herself in this book she says, when I was a kid, I made a lot of small crayon stapled together books. Some looks as though I tossed them off in a few minutes. Others seemed as if I spent some time on them. But from as far back as I can remember, I've wanted to become a children's book author and illustrator. I think this is mainly because there were certain books that I've loved so deeply. Her favorite books were The Carrot Seed, Blueberries for Sal, and Where the Wild Things Are. I mean, who can not love that? I loved reading about Henry and Ribsy and Beezus and Ramona, and well, who doesn't? And I pored over Peanuts cartoons. And she got pretty good at drawing Snoopy, and she drew him on whatever piece of paper she could find over and over and over. She says when she was in third grade, I embarked on my own chapter book series called June and John. It turned out I only got as far as one book in the series. And it has 3 chapters. June and John is the first, the second chapter is the beach, and the third is the only apple. That's it. Because she had other important things to do. She said important things to do like breaking the world record for the most pogo stick jumps without falling, which I did. But Guinness Book of World Records wrote a letter saying that since only kids were witness to the event, it wasn't official. Um, she and here's some of it shows some of her pictures that she had. I drew the illustrations on stationery my dad brought home from work. The letterhead shows through the backside, and I'm not sure who made the corrections in the text. A teacher, my mom. At any rate, here's chapter 1. So she has the chapters in about her book. It was so cute. Um, and she was awarded the Caldecott Honor for All the World, and a couple of boys had the best week ever. Um, and her wordless book, The Farmer and the Clown, She's the author and illustrator of Roller Coaster, Walk on Santa Claus, the world's number one toy expert, which I'm going to read later on in the month, and Boss Baby. She wrote the original Boss Baby from which the cartoon came about. So, this book that I have tonight is one that she did that is a really interesting kind of book because it's called Little Brown, and it is what's called an open-ended book. So it leaves it leaves the book with a bunch of it could be answered in any way or with questions. And oh, there I am. And so that's the kind of a wonderful thing about it because when there's questions, it leaves it with a whole lot of what can we do? What can we say? How do we feel? And this is a good one. Little Brown. And here's the dogs. I love all these dogs here. There's Ursula and Brooklyn and Pappy and Angel Baby and Kibby and Dallas and Patch and Decaf. Who names a dog Decaf? I love that. Let's see. Oops. Little Brown by Marla Fries. And she did the illustrations too. Little Brown was cranky, probably because no one ever played with him. Or maybe no one ever played with him because he was cranky. At this point, it is hard to know. The big dogs chased balls. The small dogs ran in circles. The old dogs napped together in the shade, and the young dogs got muddy. Little Brown did nothing and did it alone. He knew he could be a dog who would, if given half a chance, chase balls, run in circles, nap in the shade, or get muddy. But Little Brown just watched the others and got crankier and crankier. That's why when the ball rolled right over to him, he nabbed it. And that's why he grabbed the tassel toy too, and the blanket, and the stick, and the flying disc, and the football, and the happy rope, the chew bone, the stripy pillow, and even the rock. Soon he had collected quite a lot of things that didn't belong to him. The big dogs and small dogs and old dogs and young dogs stopped what they were doing and looked at Little Brown. They looked at the stuff. They wanted it back. But Little Brown wasn't giving in. This was a dilemma. The dogs wondered things, some of which they wondered before. Is Little Brown cranky because we don't play with him? Or do we not play with him because he is cranky? Should we play with him to get the stuff back? Or will that make us cranky too? What then? Little Brown wondered things too. If I give it all back, will they like me? Then will they play with me? What if I give it all back and they still won't play with me? What then? None of the dogs could figure it out. Neither could Little Brown. It was a lot to wonder about. So they all sat around wondering and scratching until it was time to go in. Maybe tomorrow. they would know what to do. And that's the story of Little Brown. Mm, that just such a good book to leave to have kids have that open-ended kind of what do you mean? What did they do? Did they get their stuff back or but then it's like, well, what would you do? And it also just the whole idea of what then? What if? I wonder if and that back and forth of thinking, but with our global year of kindness, what if? What then? If we didn't, if we said the good kind words, if we treated ourselves gently, if we enjoyed the joyful things, if we embraced the differences that there are in us, if we just smiled, and what would we do? I just, yeah, I know the dogs are so cute. Just right. You can decide if it goes on or if it ends there. Exactly. Would it be a great writing book for kids? I mean, to have them continue the story. Hey, I just ate and I slammed my dinner down really fast too. Mm. So that was that one. Now the other book I have another book that the art is by Peter Reynolds that I did the other night, and this is by Susan Verde, um, who did the other book I read about peace. I am peace. And this is another collaboration that they had, and it's such a good one too. This was called I Am Human, and this whole series of books is just wonderful. And I thought that uh, she is not the author of the series that I thought, but what was that series I was going to say? Oh, I can't remember now. Huh, oh well, that's all right. Don't have to remember everything. I can always look things up. Um, anyway, this book is hey, how are you, Carlos? Uh, yeah, Carlos, we have been talking about you. Yeah. You have been a source of comfort for several people. Tamara in Australia has been going through some stuff and some pain and health issues, and you have been a real comfort to her. And I know Linda really enjoys your things, and I do too. Yeah. So thank you for being here. So this book I'm going to read next, this I Am Human. Uh, Again, I think it fits really well with our campaign that we have going on for making 2026 the global year of kindness. That bucket filler brigade, we're going to make it happen somehow. I have a friend that does the Gumbo newsletter who also does kindness thing, and she and I are collaborating on this. She is pumping it up on her blog posts and in her live streams on her channel. And so I'm spreading it out wherever I can and doing these daily words for just, I'll do those all through December, one of those every day, but whatever, we're going to make it happen. Fatima's idea, we're going to make this happen. But this is a really good book to go with it called I Am Human. And he and I moved through this grief. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, exactly. Yeah, Carlos. Um, it's really wonderful. So the next book is called I Am Human, and it is by Susan Verde, as I said, and the great illustrations of Peter H. Reynolds, one of our favorites. I Am Human. A book of empathy. I was born a miracle, one of billions, but unique. I am human. I am always learning. I'm finding my way and choosing my path on this incredible journey. I have big dreams. I see possibility. I have endless curiosity. I make discoveries. I have a feeling of wonder. I am amazed by nature. I have a playful side. I find joy in friendships. I am human. But being human means I am not perfect. I make mistakes. I can hurt others with my words, my actions, and even my silence. I can be hurt too. I can be fearful of things I don't yet understand, and timid to try something new. I have a heavy heart when I feel sadness. I am human. But then I remind myself that because I am human, I can make choices. I can move forward. A poor choice can become a better choice with thoughtfulness. A bad day can become a great day with kindness. I can act with compassion and lend a helping hand. I can treat others with equality and be fair. I can choose not to fight, but instead to listen and find common ground. I can say, I'm sorry, and ask for forgiveness. I am human, one of billions, but unique. I am not alone. I am connected to my friends, to my family, to the world. We are humans together. And I will keep trying to be the best version of me. I am full of hope. I am human. Hey, Tora. Oh my gosh. Congratulations on winning that microphone the other day, girl. Oh, so here is the author's note. She says, Susan says, the journey of being human is one of full of challenges, but it is also a journey full of possibilities. I Am Human is the story of what it means to be a human being as both an individual and within our worldwide human community. As humans, we make mistakes, but that also means that we have the ability to choose how we respond to our mistakes. We can learn from them and change. We can be kind to one another even when it is difficult. We can choose love and compassion and celebrate the humanness in all of us. One wonderful way we share love and kindness with all humans is the practice of loving kindness meditation. She says studies have found that this practice has many positive psychological and physiological benefits. Just a few of these benefits are relaxation, a strengthening of the areas in the brain that are responsible for empathy, emotional regulation, and resilience, an increase in positive emotions and compassions, and decrease in bias and self criticism. Whoa. We can all deal with that. Self-criticism. We can definitely use a boost in uh, dealing with that. Below is an example of the simple and effective loving kindness meditation. You repeat these four phrases. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be filled with peace. And begin by sitting comfortably, all that with the eyes closed. Next, imagine someone you might have challenges with, like a sibling or classmate sitting in front of you. And then you can choose, or if it's difficult, choose a neutral person. Repeat the phrases to that person or send them to his or her your energy so you can imagine that. Now bring your mind to other humans on the planet who might need love, compassion, kindness, and help. Repeat your phrases and imagine sending out your loving energy with each breath. Finally, and remember early on, my first day of the global year of kindness, the first word was gentle, and it was about being gentle with yourself. Finally, think of yourself. Fill your own heart space with love for yourself as you repeat, may I be healthy. May I be happy. May I be free from suffering. May I be filled with peace. Take a moment to notice how this practice makes you feel. I love this book. Susan Verde has some absolutely amazing books. The other ones that she has too. Well, like she said, I had I Am Peace. Um, and then I wondered, do I have the other ones? I have some other ones checked out um, on my for another night. Oh nope, that's by Amy Krauss Rosenthal. That's a different one. But yeah, Susan Verde has. Let me check here. Susan, hey, Susan Verde. Uh, Mommy Love, I Am Human, I Am Yoga. She has a book of mindful. She has a book of mindfulness. She has a book called You and Me. I Am Love. Uh, and she did The Water Princess too. I don't know if I read that one yet. Ooh, I have to borrow these. Now I'm looking up. Okay, I read I Am Loved in 2023. It shows me that I have that one. And I Am Yoga I haven't read yet. Oh, it's a card I don't have. You and Me, and that's another one I haven't done. So I've read some of her books before, but I now have several um, really, really good books. Anyway, let's see who else is checking in. So, um, I've forgotten it. Hey, there. Yep, Tora's here, and yep, good to see you. Yes, it is good to see you. Two great stories tonight. Yeah, it is. Tora and Carlos, so you guys have just come in. We had a kind of a revelation in our epiphany or a decision in our bucket filler brigade here. When it was World Kindness Day a couple weeks ago, I read a book on kindness and we were talking about it in the chat. And Fatima said, 2026, the global year of kindness. And I said, I didn't know that that was that. And she says, well, it's not officially, but it needs to be. So we've started a campaign to make 2026 the global year of kindness. And I'm just, I'm doing a daily word of art in a short, and we're doing some things, and I'm getting it kind of formulated. Alicia T, my friend that does Gumbo newsletter, um, she does some kindness things that she does a lot with her channel too, and we collaborated on a couple things. She had an idea for me to put together like a just a landing page that people could say I'm in and just things that we could do just to that ripple effect. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a daily kind word and then making it into a short and kind of painting it. Some of the books that we'll be focused on, I'll be focusing at least once, probably at least 2 times out of the many times I read during during a month will be on kindness, um, and we'll see what else we can come up with. Everybody else has some really good ideas, and people are sharing out as much as possible, and that's kind of what the bucket fillers are doing right now, and that's yeah, keeping us going, keeping us going. So, but speaking of coming and going, it's about that time. But Sunday, I will be back with another story. I already have them on my shelf in the library here. And I have um, a couple of different things. And I'm looking at plus artwork. I want artwork. What have you been doing? I'm putting it out there every day on the short, just painting randomly, and then I'm also been doing some doodling and whatnot. I haven't, and I'm editing. I'm editing my photos too, and that's alive. If you guys, my other channel is called On Camera dash or underscore GG17 is how you get to it. Gangsta grandma, and I am going live between some for a half an hour every day through the month of December to edit the photos for my Building Freedom um, project that I'm doing, the infrared photos of um, the Carnegie libraries across the country. And I'm spelling freedom with the word read in it because it's libraries and that's kind of what I'm doing. So if you happen to catch that, I'm just, it's not story time or anything. It's just me sitting there for a half an hour editing and talking through my process. And it's kind of an accountability for myself to make sure to get me to get this done. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, that's it for tonight. I'll be back Sunday. If you have any artwork, please send it in to you have my email will show up on the next thing, and would love to see what you've got out there. Linda's has been working on a long-term project that she just keeps dangling out there in front of me, and I am just so anxious to see it. So everybody, take care of yourself and take care of someone else by just smiling at them. Make their day, give them a smile, and that will come back to you. I bet. Just bet. That's my my belief is for every smile we give, we get back tenfold. So everybody, until next time, keep looking for the beauty hidden in plain sight. It's all around you. But the first place you'll find it is when you go look in your own mirror. And Tora and Carlos and Linda, thank you so much for being here. And I will see you guys next time. I have new music because I'm not using audio anymore. And I found freepd.com. And you can get copyright free music for your videos. tore up. I'm ready to jam, and it's not there anymore. I don't have the license anymore. I dropped that subscription. They quadrupled their price for a year. So, yeah, not so much. This is freepd.com. This is the website freepd.com, and it is all copyright-free music, and you can use it unlimited. You don't have to credit anything. It doesn't have anything with words in it, but it's got a fair variety. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've used the app for Suno to make your own music and the other things. I've done that, but I wasn't gonna do that this time. Night, everybody.